It's Wellness Wednesday, and today we're talking about a life-saving tool for young athletes, really anyone young at a school. Right now, the Fiesta Sports Foundation is donating 50 AEDs to Arizona schools and training staff how to use them. So this morning, Christina Chumpel and Dr. Vincent Palmieri, they are here to explain why this is so important. So it looks like just a backpack, but I mean, this is actually a lot more than a backpack here. So walk us through why did you guys see a need and why did you want to do this for schools?
Absolutely. So 3 years ago, we started the AED assistance program. And what we knew at that time was that there was a gap. Schools weren't required to have AEDs on campus. And so we stepped in not only with the equipment, but also resources around training and how to use them. Over time, things have changed, and just recently, and it is now required, but we still see schools need that support and these life-saving resources.
So what has been the reaction for schools?
I think overwhelmingly gratitude. You know, budgets are tight at schools and more is put on them of how to support their students. And so for us to be able to come in with our partners, BHHS Legacy, to support them with these tools, I think it's incredible.
So doctor, walk us through, are these automated? How does somebody know how to use this? Because if you're in an emergency and like everything goes out the window, you know, you forget 911. So how does this work here?
Yeah, and to your point, that's why training is so important, so that when an emergency does happen, you can respond very quickly. They're very simple to use. It's usually 2 or 3 steps. You essentially turn the AED on, put the patches on the child or on the adult, and it walks you through how to do the rest. So it's incredibly simple to use.
So what is, I guess, when you use one of these, how does this improve your chances of surviving?
Yeah, absolutely. So if an AED is applied and successfully used within the first minute of the event, survival is around 90%.
90?
But every minute afterwards that an AED shock is delayed, survival can go down by 10% each minute. So time is tissue and every second counts.
Well, I mean, when you're talking about an ambulance, I mean, sometimes response time, if it's good, it's 4 to 5, 6 minutes.
Right.
So, I mean, but that's precious minutes.
Exactly. So that's why it's so important for, you know, the community, whether it's parents, teachers, staff, to be able to recognize when an event is happening and put the emergency steps in place as soon as possible before even the ambulance arrives.
And so, you know, a lot of times you assume that young, healthy, you know, and that would never happen to a young athlete or somebody young on the field, but that's not the case.
Yeah, you know, these events are rare. You know, 1 in 50 to 1 in 80,000 student athletes will suffer a cardiac arrest per year, but that number might sound small, but it's also the leading cause of death in student athletes.
So you said that you take this out of the bag. So if there's a medical emergency, what is somebody going to do?
If there's a medical emergency, immediate CPR, calling for help, and then getting the AED out and applying the steps as quickly as possible.
So how does it detect if there is a heartbeat or if there is something, like how is it going to know, like, okay, I can't apply this shock?
Exactly. So once you put the pads on, so one to the chest and one to the back, it's automatically reading the heart rhythm and saying, you know, did this person just pass out because they were dehydrated and it's 116 degrees today? Or is this a dangerous, life-threatening heart rhythm? So the AED will know to give a shock if needed or to just hold back and say a shock is not advised.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, it is 116, you know, you could just pass out. There's a big difference between passing out and needing a shock. So then how do you guys pick the schools?
We have an opportunity on our website for schools to share, hey, we need these resources. We have our Wishes for Teachers program where we're in schools year round, and so we're always checking in. Do you have AEDs on campus? Are they outdated? Are people trained here? And so this year, 4 districts across the state were a part of our program, which means that 43 schools across the state are now equipped with these life-saving devices, not only for the student athletes and the students, but also parents, faculty members.
Right.
There are lots of individuals on a campus, whether they're there to cheer on their child in a game or they're working. And just last year, one of our devices through this program, it was used and it was a life-saving moment. And so while we say that we hope they collect dust and they're never needed, the reality is that they might, and it was there and it saved that life.
So if a school district is interested, how do they apply or how do they get in touch to maybe get one of these?
Absolutely. FiestaSportsFoundation.org. We have our community engagement site. AED assistance program is right there. Fill out a quick survey. Tell us what you need. We'll be growing this program again next year and making sure we're here to step up.
Well, then we'll have you back.
Okay.
We will have you back. Yeah, this is so cool. This is, I mean, such an opportunity to help these schools out. Funding, that's always an issue. So thank you guys for being here.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.